Play La Bamba, baby. The Edmonton Oilers, oh boy, is that ever the statement game they needed to kickstart a huge week against top tier caliber opponents. The LA Kings, obviously, this was a game similar to that one back in December where the Oilers could not afford to lose for standing sakes. And, well, tonight they're able to pull it off a 1-0 victory over top of the LA Kings to get said job done. Now we move on to, of course, Minnesota, Colorado, Vancouver upcoming. But what's important out of this one, friends, is a couple of takeaways that I think folks here that have been listening to the channel over the past few days haven't quite been taken away from what I've said. So let's dive into that a little bit more. Stuart Skinner, friends, there is no upgrading on Stuart Skinner for the Edmonton Oilers. That is something I want to make clear. A 30 save shutout this evening. Another shutout to the LA Kings. He's done it in the playoffs. It's his 6th career regular season shutout. Stu Skinner is absolutely the franchise goaltender that the Edmonton Oilers have been looking for. Make no bones about that. I have never, ever said that the Oilers would be better served by getting rid of Skinner. Now, I've said they'd be better served by having a goaltender capable of shouldering the load when Stu just isn't able to. And quite honestly, that is, of course, where the topic of debate over the past week comes in. Now, for Skinner, that Ken Holland famous quote, up and down like a toilet seat sometimes, well, that's kind of how it goes sometimes with Skinner. But tonight, things are good, things are great, and Stu Skinner gets the job done against the LA Kings in a pivotal match where the Oilers ultimately take away point number 55 of the NHL regular season. Again, actually, I don't think that's updated. That should be point number 57 if I'm not mistaken. I don't know where we're at. It's been like I said, if you caught the video earlier today, it's been a whirlwind for me ever since this season started. But for the Oilers, definitely a well-earned victory. A game in which, again, they come out of the gates a little slow. They come out of the gates just not quite the team that looked like it was going to win the hockey game tonight. But ultimately, again, a little bit of perseverance, a little bit of digging in by the Oilers, and a little bit of commitment to the process gets the job done. Now, I think Jack and Louie on the Sportsnet broadcast really did a good job of painting the picture that this was never, as the game went on, going to be the game that was similar maybe to that one back in December. It was never going to be the game where, the Oilers lighted up. And despite, the Oilers had a lot of great chances. They had a lot of buzz around the net as the game wore on. But really, Darcy Kemper has been riding hot. This is the first time he's beaten in regulation in over 2 months. And it's the Edmonton Oilers that do it. So whether you like, hate, dislike, whatever the performance here from the Edmonton Oilers tonight in a victory, it's one in which is pivotal in the standings. It's one in which in a January situation where I'm sitting here talking earlier today where, January hockey really doesn't thrill me. We're not to the moving, shaking of the trade deadline February, March months, and we're really just kind of in this lull where typically the Oilers are winning hockey games and you don't even have to check the score. You can just assume they've won over the past 3 years. Well, tonight, again, similar case, but what's different about tonight compared to maybe some other ones is the Oilers got on the physicality side of things. I think Jack and Louie also credited the Oilers' performance tonight thanks to their physicality, which, again, it should be a wake-up call. As the season goes on, the Oilers will get more physical. I think I've kind of read some stuff out there on the interwebs that are saying it's simply the Oilers might just be guilty of saving the body a little bit here for when the season gets going a little tougher, just simply to try and avoid those injuries that have stacked up in the playoffs and get that job done this year as opposed to the past few years. Last year, as close to it as possible, but again, you're trying to get that job done here, Stanley Cup in 2025. Now, for the Oilers as well, another kind of special part about this game is the fact that you go 11-7, you're mixing things up, and nobody really looked out of place. I think that's the big thing. Everybody did their job tonight. Everybody went out there and worked hard. I think Kapanen and Perry really had a strong game. despite not having a regular center in the hockey game. Kapanen coming to Connor McDavid's defense at one point. Perry, I believe he missed a chance. I think it was in the second period. Could have really been a game breaker for this Edmonton Oilers squad, but there was so many just little intricacies to what really was, in the middle of January, a playoff battle between the Edmonton Oilers and LA Kings. And I think, there you go, it just updated on the screen, 27, 13, and 3. So the Oilers now up to 57 points. Correct me, I knew I was wrong. For the Oilers this season, 57, as they move separation away from the LA Kings, who are now at 53, a 4-point cushion. The Oilers continue to gain ground on the Vegas Golden Knights, or at least with every victory, hold steady. However, again, a playoff battle for the Oilers, it's just so important that, I think as a fan who has seen this Oilers team go to the playoffs each of the last 5 years, has seen this team pretty much be a lock to make the playoffs since 2022 every season. It's just, sometimes these games in, November, December, January get a little mundane, just simply because you don't need to worry about it. Like I'm saying, you can check the score afterwards and know the Oilers won, and that's just what they do. But again, it is nice to be able to sit down on a Monday night, after a hard working day, and I'm sure a lot of you back home had a hard working day or had a lot going on a Monday, usually start of the week, right? And really just go out there and watch the Oilers compete to win a hockey game, and not compete because they're putting themselves behind. That was what was really nice about this. I don't think I've credited the LA Kings with their performance as much as I should have off the top, but the LA Kings really came in, again, with the LA Kings game plan, which is suppress offense from the Oilers and try and get a couple of chances when he can, and the LA Kings, to their credit, did, but Stu Skinner stood the test. And for the Oilers, they just stayed patient, didn't get frustrated, and got the job done eventually when they had the opportunity to score that goal from Connor McDavid. So there's a lot to like about this Oilers victory. And like I said, on a Monday night after a hard-working day, and a day where maybe I'm feeling a little bit of those January blues, and isn't today's Blue Monday or something too, if you believe in that. But just, a day in which the Oilers desperately needed a win, B, a good result, and a game like this. I mean, really, what is not to love? As perfect of a game as you will find from the Edmonton Oilers in the month of January and any part of the schedule. So, friends, we'll take it. It's a good victory. And obviously, like I said, it again, never will I ever say Stu Skinner is not the solution in Edmonton, but having a viable second option in the playoffs is not going to be a bad thing. Not that Cal Pickard isn't, but again, there are always upgrades and there is potential there. So we'll stay tuned. Again, who's trading a good goaltender at this point in the NHL season? Who knows? But keep in mind, Stu Skinner's doing some pretty fantastic things in the pipes in the meantimes. Another shutout, his second of the season, 6th of his career, and that's how we'll end it tonight. I don't really care who the first star on Sportsnet was tonight, but Stu Skinner, the first star in my eyes this evening against the LA Kings, a playoff battle won 1-0 by the Edmonton Oilers. I'm up on out of here.